Hakuna faida yenye tunapata kutoka kwa Lake Victoria.
Sioni chenye hiyo Lake Victoria inasaidia na.
Samaki zinatoka tu sehemu za nje na tuko na bahari hapa.
Kama mkazi wa Kisumu, upande wangu haitusaidii kwa njia yoyote.
Mzuri sana. Yawa hasitona, they only fly over in Kondele. They only virgin in Entebbe. They only mbota inobunga. Nataka to wewe Nyeri, nilete wewe Kisumu. Via international airport, the land of Lupita and Obama.
The lake is situated between Uganda, Tanzania and Kenya and is the world's second largest lake. Due to its richness in fishing resources, the lake has been a vital source of food and income to the local population. "25 years ago, nearly all the fish caught was consumed locally. Today, however, most of the fish is exported to Europe, Japan and the United States. During the last 25 years, Lake Victoria's fishing resources have become threatened due to the strong demand from international markets. Earlier, fishing activities were carried out and managed by the local population living by the lake. The men would go fishing, while the women processed, dried and sold the fish at the local and regional markets around the lake. In the 1970s, the lake provided a livelihood for about 50,000 active fishermen and tens of thousands of women living from small-scale fish processing and trade. The Nile perch was introduced to Lake Victoria in the 1950s by the former colonial ruler, Great Britain. The perch is a predator which eats and threatens the sustainability of other species in the lake. Within a period of only 10 years, the total catch of the fish increased fivefold, from 100,000 tonnes to 500,000 tonnes per year. Since 1990, about 500,000 tonnes of fish have been caught annually from Lake Victoria. This is 25% of the total amount of catch from lakes and rivers in the entire African continent. The change has led to a shift towards more expensive fishing technologies, and fewer fishermen are able to operate and own their own fishing boats and equipment. Some of them are employed as crew on the mechanized boats and canoes controlled or owned by the factories. The modern fishing industry, established around Lake Victoria, has received financial support from multilateral development banks and aid agencies. The consequence of this new type of fishing is less fish left for local fishermen. In addition, the mechanized boats tend to destroy traditional fishing nets.
What are we going to be left with? Because they are going to empty the lake and will remain here and they will go away. So they have only come for their fortune and will remain poorer than as we are now. So it is very, very, very threatening everybody's life living around the Lake Victoria shores, because we depend in this lake. So what are we going to do next?
Siku hizi samaki imepungua, naweza kupata kama kilo 10 hivi, kama hiyo nimepata nyingi sana. Kilo 10, kilo 5 hivi, na sana kwa wakati huu nimepata kilo 3 hivi.
And the money they take home is hardly enough to cater for their growing needs. It's not a story only unique to Richard and his crew. This area scores a first-in irony that while tons of fish are exported from the Lake Victoria yearly, fishermen here have very little to take home daily.
The main challenge we are facing as fishmongers in Kisumu, we lack where to sell. We lack the marketing.
Ajai nisaidia juu. Kama tuko hapa na samaki na wanauza na nini kwa bei ya juu.
Most of us, we always bring our fish in Usenge. So in Usenge, first you are going to give that person who is bringing fish, you are going to give him money to buy nets. And after buying nets, he's going to the lake, look for the fish, again pack it in a basket, On his way to Kisumu, he has to pay for cess, he has to pay for transport. Again, when it reaches here, those guys who are bringing the fish here, you have to pay. At the same time, you are going to be taxed. So when you calculate all the expenses you are getting in the same fish, you are going to use so much, and you are going to get salty.
When you reach on your rope or net, you don't get anything.
This man has more luck. He's been fishing for 20 years and he remembers times aplenty.
Now the fish are not very big, but before they were very bigger than these ones. It was very easy to catch them, but it's now very difficult.
The operation is not good because as per now, if you go to the lake, you are going to get the water hyacinth. The water hyacinth are there. No, but as per now, we don't get enough fish.
Simon Adur and his crew of fishermen plough through the hyacinth to get to shore. This is Lake Victoria, the largest tropical lake in the world. But there's no water in sight, only a giant, dense mat of hyacinth, a free-floating aquatic weed. Because of its mass, hyacinth blocks sunlight from reaching aquatic plants. Without the light they need, native plants die off, which affects fish. And fishermen like Simon have to go further and further each night to find suitable fishing grounds. This trip has taken them 4 nights. A big effort for a very small catch.
It has really affected us because the quantity of fish that we used to get from this lake has diminished. We don't even access the areas where we could get fish, not unless it is driven away by strong winds. We don't get fish like we used to get.
It's still early in the morning in this fishing community in Kenya, but instead of fish traders and buyers loudly haggling for prices, only quiet voices and abandoned boats dotting the shoreline.
This thing has really affected us because all these boats could have gone, and you'd have gotten lots of fresh water and fish, and now it is a totally different thing. This thing has had a negative impact on us. There is really no benefit from this thing.
According to our data, most of the patients who come from the beach who are fishermen, most of them, around 70% of them, usually test positive. Okay, according to what we realize, it's because of the activities that go on in the beach.
Every home is affected. You will hardly find any home that had never been affected by HIV virus. You will find that there are some homes that are left without the parents, children are left alone. You will find that there are some homes that the children are only left with the grandees, no parents.
Lake Victoria is home to one of Africa's biggest fishing industries and a population devastated by AIDS. Here the men man the boats, but the business is run by women. Competition between these women is fierce. Everything rests on the catch and whoever manages to get their hands on it. But an exploitative process of procurement has grown up around the industry, creating a system that has also played straight into the hands of the AIDS virus. It is called a Jaboya system and describes the relationship between the fishermen and the women who buy their fish. Frequently, this relationship is sexual. Women who offer sex to the fishermen stand a better chance of getting fish.
Give me a rich. Kagia nam to give me a rich tamio gi pesa. To mondo mi utudru kodgi ka gibi rech. Mana kibedo siepne. Munyalo timo kode sex.
Now it appears that the woes of Kenyan fishermen at Lake Victoria are far from over. The fishermen complain against harassment by Ugandan security officers. They say their cries for help have gone unheeded and now wonder who will come to their rescue. KTN's Victor Ogale with the details from the lake.
The lake license, as referred to by the locals here, has for the past 2 months brought about suffering to Kenyan fishermen in Lake Victoria, especially those near Uganda such as Busia and Siaya counties. In October this year, the Ugandan government passed a law that sought to see any water vessel that enters into their territory possess a special number plate. But despite Kenyan water vessels possessing that number plate, they still face harassment from Ugandan security officers who go as far as confiscating their fish as well as their fishing gear. Kenyan fishermen have been charged in Ugandan courts while others have been jailed for fishing in Ugandan territorial waters. Islands that have for a long time been known to belong to Kenya have been turned into resting grounds for Ugandan soldiers.
Pale hakuna sababu sahihi ya kushika mtu. Akikushika hata ukiwa na vitu zenye wanataka, samaki zako ndio watachukua zote na unarudi bila samaki.
Kiaraha nikiwa hapa Kenya nisiposumbuliwa. Hata nasikia uchungu nikisikia Mkenya pia amenyanyashwa ikiwa kule kwetu Uganda. Kwa sababu sisi wote ni wananchi ya nchi ambayo inajulikana kama East Africa.
The colonialists built this picturesque port to facilitate the extraction of raw materials from Uganda and later northern Tanzania. As a result, they created a seamless rail system linking various towns around the lake, with the wagon ferry serving as the vessel.
A wagon ferry basically is a ferry which ferries wagons. The wagons are shunted into the ferry, and we have a similar facility in Jinja, Port Bell, Mwanza, Bukoba and Kimondo Bay, where the wagon ferry just links and the wagons are shutted out and the train continues.
The port's only wagon ferry lies unused at the workshop after concessionaire Rift Valley Railways suspended its operation last December. In addition to this, there is a general berth that serves ships plying the lake route with loose cargo. The facility also has a 100,000-ton capacity warehouse that acts as a store for goods, most of which are bought by Tanzanian entities seeking imports from the Rift Valley, Nyanza and western provinces.
We have the customs here, we have the police, all the necessary agents required to clear transit cargo. We have cabs here. Yeah. Instead of clients queuing for a number of days at Malaba border, they can take advantage of this port, which basically lies underutilized.
Despite providing a cheaper, faster and safer alternative to road transport, the port currently handles only 15 ships per month, yet it can serve 120 in the same period.
International Airport, the land of Lupita and Obama.
Justice for Lake Victoria is justice for all of us who live by the lake. The lake by itself is not justice, but it is what it means to the people of East Africa that carries the import of the concept of justice for us.
The festival provides, in my view, a powerful tool, not just cultural but also educational, because the waters, as I say, is not for this generation, for the next generation, and therefore people uniting around the festival, artists, people with educational background, so all the cross-section of people who are going to attend the festival or going to promote the festival will help, because I think it is really a powerful tool to unite around this theme. And I think also the photographic exhibition, Justice for Lake Victoria, carries a good message that we deserve to be treated with respect and with justice, so that it can be a common heritage. So we have a collective responsibility, I think, for its protection. All of us share that responsibility.
Jambo the flyover in Conde.